Nigga, Good evening, one. Good evening, all, and welcome to Grid Vision. It's the Wednesday night top split coverage live from virtual EchoPark Speedway in Hampton, Georgia, and it's us. By us this time, I mean Joe Castro, Jolo up in the booth with Sheldon Atkins, Austin Derbyshire down in the truck, and we're bringing you live the best iRacing has to offer from Twitch this week, and we are officially Twitch affiliates, which means please do us a favor, folks, and smash that subscribe button. Remember, every time you do, you hear us one step closer to bringing you better and better content, and we have our first subscriber already, Inverted Maverick. Thank you very, very much for that subscription, and you're going up on the wall, the first dollar up on the wall. Love to see it, folks. So join the club, get in there, and hit that button. Sheldon, welcome to EchoPark. How you doing, buddy?
Yes, EchoPark. Yeah, love this track. Not the biggest fan of the reconfiguration, as we all know and have complained about for multiple years. Added some banking, reduced a little bit of the track width, made this more of a super speedway as opposed to the traditional mile and a half that we're used to, which really sets up some very interesting keys to the race. And we're going to start with number one. It's Atlanta, not EchoPark. You're not going to get me to say it. Y'all can kiss my ass. Case in point. Number two, an important one's going to be pit entry. Things a little different here. It's a super speedway configuration. Instead of entering on the front straightaway like we did for so many years, everybody's packed together. You got to bring it down on the apron coming into three, which can create for a lot of dodgy moments transitioning down to the flat. And then to round it all out, perish not. You shouldn't die. Try not to wreck. It's going to get really tricky, especially with the tribal being as tight as it is with all these cars packed up. You're going to see a lot of opportunities for a lot of incidents. You're going to see a lot of opportunities from bumper hook and a lot of chaos with these guys all packed on top of each other.
Well, all right, you heard it there, folks, and we have got Atlanta EchoPark. You know what? I'll balance it out. EchoPark coming to you live. Let's give you our picks, though. Coming to you live first and foremost, I'm going to pick Joseph Galata this week. Got a good feeling about that car, the number 98. Actually, let's see where it goes. How about you?
Galata, good pick. I'm going to go with the man who walked away with it last week at Pocono. I feel like Heitman is a great pick. The momentum's starting to sway in his favor. The 76 machine, I feel like we're going to see him at the front of this thing before it's all said and done.
And number 5 of Mr. Kenny Brady, the pick for Derbyshire down in the truck. So you've got all our picks. What are your picks? Let's go on. Let's see them in the chat. And while we see your picks in the chat, we're going to take a look at the grid. Everybody lined up here. Starting grid, first person on the top of that grid, Derek Heitman in the pole position with Sean Conklin on the outside. Third place, Dylan Banks. Fourth, Joseph. Fifth, Richard Garcia. Sixth, Keegan Sabilo. Seventh, Roger Ears Pierce. Eighth, Dylan Pettis. Ninth, Noah Bitts. And 10th, Zach Range.
Starting in 11th after a crazy runner-up finish last week at Pocono, it's going to be Johnny Bodridge with Zach Millett to his outside in 12th. 13th place, Tommy Gossett with Evan Say in 14th. 15th place, Cody Terlendi with Justin Smith in 16th. 17th place, going to be John Babineau with Joseph Galata hit his outside in 18th. 19th position on the grid is going to be Nolan Hodgson with Joey Preby rounding out the top 20.
Moving right on to 21, John Ballo in 21st. Okay, Chad Genningsman in 22nd. Andrew Navarro into 23rd place with Kenny Brady on the outside, the 24th. Justin Levine in 25, James Bomar in 26th. Maggie McGuire in 27th with Dustin Johnson in 28th. Joseph Pisciata in 29th and Brendan Meal in 30th.
In 31st, we got Sean Anderson with Nick Olson to his outside in the 27 machine. 33rd, we're going to have Jordan Booth with Daniel Wiles in 34th. Then rounding out the 36-car field tonight, it's going to be Caden Diadric and Benjamin Forrester.
All right. Good field of gladiators out there right now, getting ready to go. You're listening to the speech given before the race starts. We normally, in this case, if it was a league or something like that, this would be about where all the drivers would be getting that driver speech and getting psyched up and ready. But right now here, iRacing is doing all the talking, and they don't usually have much to say. So these guys are just getting ready to go do 130 laps of Atlanta. And it's going to be fantastic. 130 laps around EchoPark Speedway, as it were. I'm not going to get it right all night. I guarantee you. I'm going to get it wrong all night too. So let's have some fun tonight. I think it's going to be a fantastic race. I think this is the right track to do it. I didn't get a chance to go around, unfortunately, this week yet, but I am looking forward to calling a race here nonetheless.
John Babineau currently declaring to the entire field how much he loves them. So this would be this would be an interesting start for the race.
Hey, spread the love, I say.
A lot of guys get really excited when we get around super speedways, and Daytona, Talladega, and here recently Atlanta. It's a different skill set, and we're going to see something a little different than what we see at either one of the other two super speedways, because this place really plays out more like a classic Daytona, before they put plates on the cars back in the 80s.
Oh, wow. And that's how it plays out, huh? Well, here goes the pace car. He's going to be off right now. We are getting ready to go. Derek Heitman and Sean Conklin on the pole. Let's see what happens here at EchoPark Speedway. Here comes the restart zone. And there's the green flag. We are go, go, go here on Grid Vision.
And the outside lane already getting a way better launch here on this initial start. Sean Conklin with a lot of help from behind, going to take away the lead coming into turn one, but here comes the inside lane forming back up. Here comes Heitman with a good push from directly behind down the back straightaway, but the outside line still carrying the momentum down to turn three.
That's Dylan Banks right behind Heitman on the inside line. Everybody's still lined up 2 by 2 by 2 all the way down. Little blink from the 17th. Third car on the top outside there, but we're looking, everybody's holding it still, just wiggling around in this dirty air.
Yeah, and right now up here at the front of the pack, it doesn't come down to the first two cars in line. It comes down to the car about third, fourth, how close they can stay to push the air to the back bumper of the machine in second. That's where all these runs are going to be coming from. And right now, the outside line still doing a way better job forming up. Joseph Squared going to push Sean Conklin out to the lead here as Keegan Sabillo now takes the second spot in the outside lane with a lot of help from the 27 machine of Roger Pierce.
Conklin down to the inside is going to use all the speed he can take from either of those lines. He just wants to get the push while he can get it. I got a feeling that this kind of driving is going to eat up his tires before too long, and obviously we're running iRacing rules here, so there's not going to be a break unless these guys decide to wreck each other. So let's see how long Sean Conklin can hold up this pace right now with the pace that Derek Heitman is forcing him to drive at.
A little bit of an issue in the outside lane, really going to hurt the momentum. Somebody had a little bit of network blink there. I don't know if it was Joseph Squared or Keegan Sabillo, but Sabillo's nose went all the way through to the fuel cell just about on the 20 machine. And Sabillo's going to back out of it here, go to the back of the pack to avoid being in the chaos here as the 27 machine of Roger Pierce now takes up the outside lane, trying to push his buddy up here to the front.
Here comes a nice long line of cars all the way back there. How far back does that go? Keegan Sabillo. Now, where is he's hovering around on the outside right now? That's Joseph on the outside in about 14th position, heading up things on the outside line.
Yeah, I think Keegan may have been the one to have the network issue there, causing him to get into an unfavorable position with the 20 machine, going to the back of the pack here on the outside lane, and staying about a half car length off the back bumper of the 78 machine. So maybe a little bit of network issue there, because it looks like Roger Pierce is having no issue pushing the 20 machine.
Nope, not right now.
It's really weird, too, because normally, when somebody has some kind of a network issue, you're used to seeing the car blink and, kind of look like it's on hydraulics all the way around the track. Didn't really see that there, so it was hard to determine which one of the cars was actually the problem.
Yeah, we saw the 17 blink earlier, like when the race had just kicked off, but that was the only indication I had of any issues with Sabillo's car. Right now, though, it looks like things are holding fairly steady. I don't have eyes that far back on the track at the moment, but looking toward the front, things are, a little bit of a wiggle out of Conklin there, touched the line a little bit, just grazed the paint. But now he's back locked in very low. The line here at Atlanta, it looks like the low line is the fast line. Is that accurate?
It seems like it is with this current build. I mean, we haven't really had these guys trying bold, aggressive moves yet, so I think a part of it is, too, nobody wants a repeat of last week at Pocono where it felt like, it felt like either you or I, Joe, would have had a better chance of getting pregnant than a green flag run.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, it was the green flags at Pocono were not out and about. It was a mess, I gotta say. But here we are back fresh for some more draft pack racing, and at least we don't have 3 turns from 3 different racetracks to deal with this time.
And it turns out that our producer is now pregnant, so yeah,
Oh, it's like
better chance of that.
Junior. It's like the Arnold
Yeah.
Schwarzenegger movie.
Yeah, I think Karen is the father.
Accurate.
Also, a bit of a change right now. Justin Levine in a different paint this week. You've seen the bright red livery on the 33 Mac Tools machine. More of a Martin Truex-esque flat black with a little bit of red accent. Always changing things up over there. I guess just trying to get rid of some of the confusion with the matched liveries there for these guys.
Yeah, you couldn't.
And not a single Grid Vision sticker on the car anywhere.
Don't see any GVs out there. Would love to see it.
What a piece of shit, honestly.
we got one of the voices in the chat there saying that Pocono is a 5-turn track, and I will die on that hill. Oh well, you know what? If you use your Amazon Prime to subscribe to this, you can send that chat with probably a different color of chat if you wanted to let everybody know that Pocono is for sure a 5-turn track, and you stand by that statement. You and anybody who has an Amazon Prime subscription can use that Prime subscription to subscribe to Grid Vision and help support the channel that is bringing you the finest golden iRacing action.
Likely. That's a good hill to die on. The hill that I will die on is Phoenix is actually a 3-turn track.
Oh, Phoenix is a 3-turn track.
Well, I mean, you don't count the dog leg as a corner, right? Because it's just like it's like a tri-oval at any other track we go to. We never count those. 1 and 2. Well, I don't know which versions. Yeah, 1 and 2. You know, obviously a long sweeping corner. But then 3, what people call 3 and 4, it's just a kink, man. Like it's a quick left turn. Like there's no way to set up for an exit in there. You just get your entry and hope the damn thing gets off the corner.
Yep, a 2-turn. Oh, a 3-turn. I see what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just an ugly dog leg on that racetrack.
It feels more like a bloated version of Concord to me than it does any other oval on the circuit. So we are 14 laps on the board right now. Sean Conklin trying to establish dominance early after heartbreaking turn of events last week at Pocono.
He's trying his best here out in front still. The train is running, as the guys have pointed out over on the radio. We hear they are locked in to this train formation a little bit, and I think everyone is just kind of settled into the position that they want to be in right now. Again, we're doing 130 laps, so we've barely cracked into 10% of what we're going to be doing here for the overall night. It'd be a good place to be in right now, to know where you are and to be able to settle in there and figure out where you're going to sit without any serious competition or without any bumping and grinding. That's going to come later. It's going to happen. I'm certain of it.
And the first move that we've seen in the pack for what feels like 12 laps, Justin Levine trying to get to the outside here of Joseph Squared, but with no help, the 33 machine is going to be falling backwards here. As you see now, his teammate Kiki Sabilo ducking up to the outside lane, trying to get to the bumper to give his buddy a push here down the backstretch. Right now, we're really going to get to see if that outside line is dead or if it's just these guys trying to save, because I am kind of concerned. Because there's been multiple seasons here on iRacing where the Cup car, they kind of make a little tweak somewhere with the draft model, and they completely kill the opportunity of running multiple lanes here on the super speedways. So it's going to be interesting to see if these guys are able to actually pull up here to the front.
Yeah, they need to all be locked into that effort, basically, if they want to make their way up there. And right now, it looks like they might be. Now, maybe that's the decision out of necessity. You can see the 44 right there, trying to see if he can find his way down. Maybe enough room just behind the 48. But if he stays up there, I don't think anyone's trying to thread their way back into the inside line is what I'm trying to say. It's hard for me to tell, but it looks like the outside line is fairly locked in. Nope, I was wrong. Three cars.
It just doesn't look like there's anything to really gain by going to the outside line right now. Because like we saw all those cars go up to the top and they just went nowhere. There was no extra momentum in the outside lane, which is what we're used to seeing here at Atlanta. So it's gonna definitely be a difficult fight for these guys if they lose track position.
And let's see. Right now, they're kind of holding on to the track position. I see some of them diving in and out. Oh, we're going 3 wide. Here we go.
Yeah, Evan Sabe tucked out up there at the front and lost a lot of momentum. And these guys that were behind charging, they had to go to the outside line. Otherwise, Evan Sabe was going to be spinning down the front straightaway into 1.
And we got a guy getting flushed right down the center right now. Who is that getting? Who's in the bucket? Let's see.
38 machine stuck on the outside lane right now, going backwards.
Ooh, very close right now. The 44 almost contacting. That was Evan Say on the outside.
And the problem here that we're looking at, you're going to see incidents here. It's Atlanta. It's a super speedway. We're going to have wrecks, but it's going to be for a different reason than what we're used to seeing. You know, we're used to seeing these guys making huge runs and, 2-3 wide racing, and somebody makes a mistake somewhere in the middle of the pack or up at the front. Here, it's going to come down to guys are just desperate to try and move forward. Nobody's going to live for each other once somebody takes a spot.
Yeah. Yeah, and you can see where the competition is. It's all in the last third right here. The side-by-side racing happening in Atlanta right now, the top line versus the bottom line is all within the last third of the cars on the field. So, that is where I think that's where the, if anything, where the yellow flag is going to come out. It's going to be from these guys back here.
Yeah, it looks like it's bottom feeder's paradise here from Atlanta. So this is going to be a really difficult race for some of these guys. But hey, if you qualify well, you get to hold your spot if you don't make any mistakes. Look at these guys sinking like stones. Heitman goes to the outside to try and get a little bit of help from Freebie, and he's struggling too. I mean, you see him being aggressive, trying to pull a side draft off the 17 Lockhart machine of Baldridge. Johnny looked like he was going to tiptoe to the outside line, but just a little bit of instability there into the quad oval. Let's keep it down to the bottom. This isn't Johnny's first rodeo with a package like this. And here, look at this. Heitman gets really loose behind Conklin, goes up to the top of the track, loses the momentum. And no friends to go with him here at the moment. It's just a quick parachute to the tail end of the field.
Heitman, a man alone, the number 8 on the outside of range right now. Trying to use that space for the geometry as best he can, but the geometry is not in his favor on the outside. He's going to need momentum. Here comes a little bit, just a touch, as he gets the push forward now past Noah Bitts, taking the 12 with him.
Yeah, these two getting something working up here on the outside lane. Now they've got enough cars up there. It looks like the momentum's there, but it's just you need half the field to go to the top with you. And if they don't want to stick with you, you're not really going anywhere. But Heitman now side by side with Garcia up to the 3rd position if he can get the pass made here into 1.
It looks like he's just about. We've got a question here about what the fuel window is in these cars. You know what it is, Sheldon? I'm not really sure off the top of my head.
Here I couldn't quite tell you. I didn't get the chance to run anything this week, so I'll
something like around 2 pit stops per race during an NIS race, I believe. That might be about the approximate fuel amount that these guys are getting. Sorry, we couldn't give you a more specific answer there.
Big wiggle coming into turn 1 out of the 57 machine of Richard Garcia. One heck of a quick save to keep that car in the right direction, because that could have been a huge disaster in the center of turns 1 and 2. But these guys definitely struggling with the handling in these Gen 7 Cup Series cars here this week. A bit of a difference compared to what we saw last year, where it felt like everybody was driving a slot car.
Yeah. Looks like about 56 in the tank from these bad boys. So with about 130 laps, yep, that's going to run you about 2 pit stops.
You see how aggressive Heitman is right now with the side draft, trying to pull back the 48 machine to get an advantage on Sean Conklin here at the front of the pack.
Heitman really making that outside line shine. We didn't think it had it in it. It's the little line that could.
Well, I think down there on the bottom lane. I think on the bottom lane, these guys are starting to struggle a little bit with the handle of the cars. Everybody's looking really loose, trying to work on the paint. And it seems like the guys just aren't having as much struggle right now compared to the inside lane. I mean, I imagine that comes down to primarily just, you know, you don't have to use as much wheel to run the top as we got one car going a lap down, bouncing off the fence here in the front straightaway.
He's got nowhere to be. He's just got to get out of there. Just stay tucked up there, buddy. Unfortunate. That is a 35 of Benjamin Forrester. Just trying to stay alive without wrecking half the field there. Good work, Forrester, staying on the outside, getting out of the way there. Speaking of the field, they've moved past Forrester now and up at the front. Derek Heitman is taking control of today's race. Sean Conklin moves back into second, and pretty soon, Joey Prevey is going to move into second, and Sean Conklin's going to fall back into third.
Now, my question is Heitman going to stay low to Prevey? Prevey's helped push him all the way up through the field here. Is he going to try and bring that helping hand down to the inside lane? Because it looks like he's waiting for Prevey to be able to get clear on Conklin right now. And here we are down the back straightaway clear, but only for about 1/10 of a second as Conklin fires back with a charge down to 3. And Conklin with a really good run right now.
Yeah. Prevey needs to eat. That car needs to get out ahead.
So I'm wondering if there's, you know, if we might see the train up against the wall here with as hard as these guys are struggling with the handle on these machines. Because it looks like every time we go through 1 and 2, you know, somebody's back end's kicked out about 4 or 5 degrees more than it should be.
Yeah.
So we get a little bit of a blink out of the 48 machine of Banks there.
Don't love that. We are now sub 100 laps, though, folks. We're down below the three-digit mark in tonight's race. Thank you for joining us here on Grid Vision.
Guys are working their way down the back straightaway. And you see a big push right there from the 87 machine of Prevey. And the only thing that should be hit harder than the back bumper Derek Heitman when he's getting pushed from Joey Prevey is that subscribe button here that we've recently unlocked. So be sure to take a peek at that and help some starving commentators out.
That's right.
It's Joe. Joe's the one that's starving. We don't let him eat.
They only feed me if I get a pick right.
Which, as you guys know, historically doesn't happen very often.
You gotta help me, folks. You gotta help me. Yeah, this is a choice. I'm fasting. I'm purposefully picking bad picks every week. No, I'm not. I'm trying to go with my gut on these picks, and it's well, the gut I've got is speaking some other language, I guess.
But I don't think it's your gut. I think it's the fact that you are a walking, talking voodoo doll.
Ooh, that's a good way to put it. If I do talk about them, they do end up going down.
Big slide out of the 48 machine of Banks. Just washed up about 1.5 lanes on the inside through 3 and 4. That's going to prompt Conklin to go to the outside and try to cover the run from Derek Heitman. Looks like the 48 machine's lost the handle a little bit here as you see him stay down to the inside, get a big push from Joseph Square through 1 and 2. But Conklin opting to go up to the top as well. I think that the sauce in the bottom lane is starting to dry up here.
That's wild. The bottom lane... The bottom lane was so strong and just overdrove it, I guess. Now that we're 35 laps in, they must have just overdrove it for those 35 laps, and the patience of the outside line is paying off. We can see consistency as Conklin now dives back down to the inside and leaves Heitman behind.
Another big slide out of the 48 machine there. It looks like it's getting treacherous.
Yikes.
And you know, I'll lay it out for you, man. I mean, we're at a super speedway. What's the most important thing for making these cars fast? Getting all the drag out of them.
Drag.
And the way that you get the drag out of these cars is you pin them down to the ground as low as you can. You take the downforce out, which really makes it difficult for these cars to handle. Combine that with the fact that we know that dirty air is the biggest thing that these guys have to fight with these cars week in and week out. At a track where you're all packed up, you know, bumper to bumper for 130 laps, those tires are going to fade real quick. That'd be the first thing to go on these things, and you're seeing it as these things are just so difficult to handle right now.
Very treacherous. One of the guys I'm watching right now who's got a little bit extra wiggle in his step is Cody Terlindi in the 24. Just a little bit extra wiggle there. Not really sure if he's keeping it down on the line as much as he wants to.
Well, as long as he doesn't wiggle as hard as he did last week, he should be all right.
Oh, that's fair. That was a spicy wiggle last week. Well, let's see what happens here. Going 3 wide now. The number 6 up on the outside. That's Joseph Galata, my pick for the race. He's a man alone.
Yeah, Galata right now trying to take the junior line here. All the way up against the fence. Not able to find anybody to go with him, though. Tuck's back in line here, pulling a draft. Trying to make a run. What he's trying to do right now is try to pick off some of these cars one at a time. If he can get up to the outside lane, get a good run, and pull the side draft on the machine in front of him, he could separate those 2 cars that are bumper to bumper and maybe get the opportunity to thread in line between them. It's risky, but, you know, when it's the only option you got to make positions up, it's what you got to run with.
That's right. Back across the line through the tri-oval and into 1 and 2. Here we go. The sun is setting here at EchoPark. It is currently, what, about 80 some odd in the air? And about 89. It's 81 in the air, 89 on the track right now. As we are going around, we're on lap 40 of a $1:30 here on Grid Vision's Wednesday night top split coverage.
Meanwhile, around 21st position right now, Justin Levine is pulling out some pretty aggressive moves here, trying to make up some spots 3 wide right now into 1 and 2. And he's been doing this for the last handful of laps, and he's been picking them off pretty swiftly here, all things considered, for this package. Now he's getting up to the back bumper of Preby, and these two are really going to rock it together once they get hooked up.
Yeah, solid shunt right into Preby there, but then Levine's up into the wall. That's not going to help.
Yeah, and that's one of the problems with this repave. It feels like the track is a little bit bumpier. You lose the nose a little bit easier when you go to the top. And that's what you saw to Justin running in that turbulent area of Joey Preby. Car slid up at a half lane, and it was a half lane too much. This track wasn't necessarily made for 3 wide racing.
Galata now, a man alone. Now he's the man in the middle, stuck right behind Terlindi. He's going to be on the inside also of Preby, who's looking to get that spot back. I don't think Preby's got things there. Oh, almost 4 wide here. But we've got a solid pack of 9 cars driving right now at around the 8th, 9th position. No, 12 cars, excuse me.
Levine's still opting for the outside line. I mean, when we first pulled the camera on him, he was in 21st, sitting in 11th now last time we crossed the stripe. So there is definitely some pace in the top line if you know how to work it. Oh, a little bit of contact between Preby and Garcia there in the quad over. That was almost bad. You see Levine getting a shove now from the 12 machine of Hodgson. Going to push him up side by side now with Preby. Preby stuck in the middle.
Can he do it? Preby in the middle, trying to make a way. Ooh. Watching the outside, Levine bounced off the wall earlier. Is he going to be able to stay off the wall now? Up ahead, Balu moves to the middle line. Maybe to the outside line now.
Big wiggle out of the 33 machine there coming into 1. Don't know if you saw it, Joe, but that was a little touch of the hospital hop. He's going to lose a little bit of confidence here and lose a little bit of ground on the back straightaway. So that outside run worked for a little bit, but looks like the tires might be a little pissed off about it.
I missed it by an inch, my friend. I was watching Joey Preby, who also had a very similar wiggle at almost exactly the same time. Just a bit of a slide. These guys are starting to get a little buttery out there. I think that these tires are just not feeling it anymore after 46 laps of solid green flag racing.
No. First car on the outside line now, the 42 machine of Andrew Navarro. Pretty good run for him, sitting around the top 10 here. Haven't really got to call his name a whole lot this year, but definitely bringing out a little bit of extra pace here at Atlanta as you see him duck back down to that inside line. Looks like the top's kind of fading now. Also, I think we're probably getting pretty close to that first pit stop, so everybody kind of trying to just tuck in line, hold on to the positions they got. So we got one car hard into the wall into turn 1, a little bit further in the pack. Didn't get to see the door number on it, still dragging it coming out of 2. It's just, oh! LaQueen is fading fast.
Ooh, yes, down to 29th after that hit. The sparkle is gone.
I'll tell you what, it might not have worked out for him in the long run, but he learned something very important there for later in the race. And that's what you want to do, man. If you're stuck in traffic here at one of these super speedways and you know you can't get to the front, go out there and try every damn thing you can.
Hey, whatever works, right? Wreck-in, potentially. I'm hearing some calls on the radio.
Oh,
Let's see what's going on.
Looks like a 32 machine gets loose. Levine just does a great job keeping it off of the back bumper as everybody else ducks down.
Something must have happened to Joseph Galata, too. He's all the way back now at the end of the field. He's back in 30th now.
Tell you what, when everybody ducks down to that inside line, you're not, well enough into the front half of that pack. You're going to lose a lot of spots if you're not down there. Now the 50 laps on the board. Sean Conklin leading Derek Heitman and Joseph Squared. It appears that those pit stops will be coming here soon. And 6 laps estimated till pits based on our intel anyway.
All right. Out there in the very back, I was just checking on Gulata. He's all the way back there now. I don't think he's going to be able to make his way back. He's going to need a yellow or something to bounce back from this, or the pit stops, or some kind of really powerful move. At this point, 51 laps into tonight's race, we're starting to see who's out front is going to really have the strength and the momentum to stay out front, especially after these pit stops. We'll be seeing who's got the staying power tonight.
Oh, we got a yellow.
Oh! Yellow is out. Yellow is out.
Oh, Evan Say, heavy damage on the 333 machine. Engine is popped.
Yikes. That smoke
right
is supposed
there
to stay in the engine.
Yeah, it's the factory smoke. Once it comes out of the wires, it's a bitch to put it back in.
Yeah. Oh, Mr. Say, Mr. Say.
What you're going to see here is Evan gets up here. See the back end a little unsettled, chases it up the hill, gets up into the fence, tries to pull it off the wall, and it snaps as soon as he gets it off the fence and head on into the outside wall. Apply directly to the forehead. Head on. Apply directly to the forehead. Ah, shit, I'll do this all night. Right on board with Evan here. So he just gets up there, gets that fence a little bit, tries to pull it off, and that's how loose these cars are. Once he puts that extra wheel in it to try and yank it off the outside fence, it just comes straight around. There's no anticipating that. And gets up into that fence head on, apply directly for the forehead.
Head on, and you know what we're going to do? We're going to head on into our first break. And when we get back, we're going to have more racing here from EchoPark Speedway, folks. So don't go anywhere on Grid Vision Wednesday night.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible.
Hey folks, we're back on the Grid Vision Wednesday night top split. It's Jolo, Sheldon, and Austin Derbyshire all here. I said that it sounds like we're all Derbyshire brothers when I say it like that. That wasn't intentional. We were Jolo, Sheldon, and Austin, no relation, as here goes the pace car. And very soon here, we are going to have the start to this race, the first restart of tonight's race. There's a green flag. We are green yet again as we are ready to take you on the rest of tonight's race to lap 130. Here we go.
Auckland already with a good jump, gets about a half car length advantage down to 1 and 2. Heitman going to opt to stay in line here with the 54 machine down the back straightaway. A little bit of two-car tangle on the top line right now. Richard Garcia pushing the 48 machine of Banks, trying to get something to work on the outside, but it looks like most of the field already opting down to the inside lane. Trying to set up to save a little bit of tire and maybe a little bit of fuel here to make it to the end.
That's the way to do it. This is the way to be right now, as we've got Sean Conklin and Derek Heitman out in front. Joseph, who's made his way up one position, and Cody Terlindi right behind him.
Jockeying a little bit further in the back. About an incident there. It looked like Freebie ducking down. Right behind Johnny Baldridge. A little bit of self-clearing never hurt anybody, as long as you don't do it too aggressively.
A little bit. Ooh, some sparks flying here in the front, right off Joseph.
That right there, that confirms that theory that I had earlier about why these cars are so difficult to drive this week. When you see sparks coming off it, man, that means you got it absolutely slammed down to the track.
I've seen sparks off of so many cars tonight. It's been crazy.
When you do that, first off, when it's sparking, that means that you're not making optimal contact with the tires. You're dragging on something, and that'll snap the car around. And just means that you don't have as much spoiler in the wind, as much air as you can get out of these things.
And you need as much air as you can get. These cars do not handle dirty air well. They much prefer to be driving through the clean. And with very little downforce, especially in the bubble, they just become extra dangerous.
Absolutely. Right now, what we're seeing is basically a second verse, same as the first. Inside lane running away as the outside kind of breaks up. These guys just trying to find a space to tuck themselves back into that isn't too far in the back of the pack. But right now, as well formed as the low line is, it doesn't look like anybody's going to have a break to the end of the pack here. So you just kind of have to stay in it and hope that somehow they get an opening.
Love the sights and sounds of EchoPark. Once again, that sun is setting. It's got a beautiful golden glow here tonight, folks. Thank you for joining us for Grid Vision's Wednesday night top split. You may notice a new button on your screen if you're watching here. It says subscribe. We would really love and appreciate if you could smash that button. And especially if you've got Amazon Prime, folks, and you haven't used it yet, you do get one free subscription on Twitch with your Amazon Prime subscription. So please consider, if you haven't yet, send that subscription our way. Our Grid Vision Announcer Fund is starting off and needs to grow a little bit here. This is, we're bringing you the best in free broadcasting here, ad-free, and you just have to hear me talk about things every once in a while.
But if you start hitting that subscribe button, we will start feeding Joe LaCastro again.
Yum, yum, yum. Eat them up. Rations.
Of course.
It's not exactly ad free. Every once in a while, you have to hear me reread some ads. That's true, but you get to hear you get to hear our sultry and professional voices.
Yeah, when I think of my voice, I think sultry and professional all the time. Never once. I've never fucking cussed on air. I do a great job.
Never. You are
always professional.
Pinnacle professionalism. That's what I always tell everybody I know.
I'm just class without the CL, brother.
Accurate. Very, very accurate. But that's not up to me to argue. I'm going to go ahead and just focus on what's going on here real quick. Let's see what's happening in the race, see where the passes are being made. It looks like Galata is actually making his way back up the field. Hey, we got a subscriber here, Catechus Finch. Thanks for the subscription. Much appreciated.
Right
and
now,
very
basically,
soon, folks, we'll be able to see your subs on screen. Sorry, take it away there, buddy.
Yeah, no, basically what we're seeing right now, just everybody kind of opting back down to the bottom line. They know it's a little too early to start getting racy here. So why not just stick it down to the bottom of the track, lock some laps, save a little bit of fuel, save a little bit of tire to make a late charge at it here into this run. This is classic. This is what we typically see when we go to Daytona and Talladega too, when we get those long runs in miraculously.
So look at the miraculous long runs.
And Richard Garcia now going to duck down in front of Nolan Hodgson here in the Neapolitan 12 machine. Or sorry, that'd be a Sherbert. Charles makes me hungry.
Yeah, the Sherbert 12.
And now everybody has dropped to the bottom.
You say that, and I realize that my trading paints is not loading. So let me fix that so I can enjoy this paint scheme as well.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. One of the best things about iRacing is the creativity of our drivers on full display. It's not just about going around in a circle. It's about looking good doing it, boys. Playing a little dress up and making sure everybody knows who you represent and how you do it.
You know, we got the Mac Tools machine back there. Sabilo and Justin Levine driving them. Napa Auto Parts up here at the front with Sean Conklin. And then it looks like Roger Pierce is just out here racing for the V-Bucks in the Fortnite Colby Gaming livery.
Yeah, I love seeing that every week. Really colorful, very cool livery.
Be careful, he's going to hit you with the gritty here soon.
Oh, let's do it. Do the default dance right on my dead body, basically. That's about as far as I get in Fortnite. I'm a great place for someone to hit the gritty. And right now, though, I'm looking for maybe getting myself a new paint in iRacing for the first time in a long time. So maybe I'll join the scores of these great drivers here who are representing themselves out on the track week after week and looking good doing it.
I know a few good people you could go to get one done.
Hell yeah. I want the back of the car just to say horn okay, please. So people know they can just honk the horn and just go on and pass me if they need to.
You've always got you got race aesthetic here with this old Austin Derbyshire fellow over here, and somebody that has painted every livery in the field, it feels like. Johan Seminario Designs is always a great place to go to. Dude's always hammering out good-looking paint schemes.
All right. Well, I got a couple places to go look, and folks, if you're listening, you got places to go look too. Simrap Market, I'm hearing, is a good place too.
Yeah, if you want to do it yourself, Simrap Market is a great place. They offer some incredible bases. I've thought about pulling the trigger on one or two of them at some point when I didn't feel like actually putting in hours and hours of work and lining stuff up.
Very cool, very cool. I'm learning something new every week. This is fun.
The paint market of iRacing is definitely something that has exploded since I took my hiatus a handful of years ago.
Well, you know what's true? Everybody likes to look good, and in a video game setting, everyone likes to feel represented. And so being able to represent yourself in that way, or your favorite driver in that way, you know, if you do a throwback paint, so many weeks we come out here, you go, oh, that's so-and-so's paint. And I was like, oh, very impressively done. got another shout out here for Iron Horse Liveries from the chat. Would love to hear that. Yellow's out
car
though.
hard against the wall. Handful of cars around, still wrecking at 3 and 4. Oh,
Yo!
Roger Pierce is involved.
Roger Pierce.
That was 2 wrecks at the same time. It looked like.
Yeah, man. There goes my. Ooh, he got turned hard by the 44. Yeah, that was a key in a lock with just a quick twist of the key, and that sent the 27 spinning around.
Look here, what happened?
We were watching. We were talking about Pierce, you know, and my stupid voodoo doll mouth. All right, Wayback Machine. Let's see if we can see what happened here.
Dive down to the inside right there, and I just don't think there was a whole lot of room.
No.
Sabilo, one hell of a save there. Using the apron to his advantage to keep the Mac Tools machine in the right direction. And, I mean, they were wrecking well after the crash, too.
Yeah, they really were. They really were. Pierce just, in that situation, here comes the 44. He goes down, and then he has nowhere to go because he doesn't make the pass on Pierce. So he just comes right back up the track to the center lane and just spins Pierce out. It's unfortunate. But
all right, there's just a situation of there wasn't really a hole there, but you know, it was an attempt. And it sucks for Pierce to get taken out of another one here, especially when we're in that kind of stage of the race where everybody's kind of cooling it, trying to make it to the end.
Yeah, and we're a little over halfway through tonight's race, folks. Looking pretty good. If you've got picks still, let's hear them. If your pick has changed, let's hear that too.
Also, a class act there by Kenny Brady too in the 44 machine. He called it as soon as it happened, and was rather self-deprecating on that incident. So, gotta give respect, man. Not a lot of people, when they make a mistake, will have the balls to say over chat that, "Hey, I screwed up." So, that's pretty respectable.
Yeah, it's one of those things where everyone has to realize that we're in an imperfect medium, and there's going to be moments where you can't predict what's going to happen. Moments where it's just definitely on you, and if you can figure out which moment is definitely on you, just own it, and everything goes way smoother because we all have those moments. Everyone has one. So if it's your turn, just go ahead and just take the L. Everyone's going to forgive you, and we're all going to move on. And if one person doesn't forgive you, well, then they'll be mad for a little while, and then they'll forget about it.
I'm wondering if Roger Pierce has got the old beer drinking hat on tonight.
Oh, yeah.
He says
that's a good
he's going for
question.
drinks, and
that would be good. I would love to have one of those hats for right now, actually, for my Sprite plus tea.
Number 1.
Yum. Here we go, folks. Here we go. Any moment now, and there it is. Green. Sean Conklin and Derek Heitman out in front. Let's see what happens as we are at 75 of 130 here at EchoPark.
Getting through 1 and 2 pretty clean here. Just a handful of cars in the top line right now. Sean Conklin leading Derek Heitman down into 3 with Cody Terlindi in 3rd spot. And a very fitting livery for Terlindi after last week, too, with the Michael Jordan unbannable paint scheme on that car. After he tried his hand at terrorism at Pocono last week.
Yeesh. Yeah. Let's see, take a quick look. Everybody's getting lined up here at chat. Oh, yes, yeah, that's absolutely fair, Roger. Yeah, it was that was a sorry situation. I'm sorry you got caught up in that, but the no hat, just beer, and the pick will be done tomorrow, he says. So maybe he'll have that beer hat in the near future.
Good. If you're not getting slammed here in OB Builders Cup tomorrow night, I'm gonna be absolutely pissed at you, Roger. We are 2x2 here from 5th place on back is the 44 machine leading that top line charge.
Yeah, that's Noah
Johnny
Pitts
Baldridge,
right there.
man. Another good week for him so far. I mean, I know as soon as I'm done talking about him, I'm probably going to curse him to obscurity, but yeah, he's been stringing together some good runs here recently, which is really good to see. 'Cause that's, like I've said multiple times, as somebody that's just been around the service for a long time, and as long as I've been in the booth, it feels like he's been caught up in everybody else's bullshit, and fights through it. And here he is, another week, another top 5.
Hey, another week, another top 5. Love to see it. Johnny Baldridge up 6 right now in 5th place. Holding on to things in the Lockhart machine.
But that was close. 26 machine made a quick dive down to the bottom in front of Chad Ginsman.
We got 2 into the wall in the back. 2 hard into the wall.
Brady.
Kenny Brady and Brad Meal.
Let's see what happened on that here in a bit, but
let's see it.
That was a rough hit there.
Yes, it was. 2 of them both. We didn't get a yellow on that. Everyone's still racing.
We're getting reports that Freebie was a part of it. Oh, Joey just gets up there, gets loose hard into the outside wall, takes the 44 machine along with him. I'm pretty sure that the tow link may have been broken on Brady from the initial contact between him and Preeby. And I think that might have been what pulled him head on into that fence. Applied directly to the forehead.
Oh, head on.
Applied directly to the forehead.
That was a slam. And welcome to the jam.
As our producer regrets everything he's done tonight. That happens a lot.
Bad decisions were made.
Like, I'm still trying to get past the fact that this guy has known me for about a decade and thought, hey, I should get him in my booth. Oh, it was Levine's idea, so that's why I'm here. Levine's not really good at decision making. He's here in NiS right now, so. Yeah. Speaking of bad decisions, we're going to ride on board with Levine here as he tries to send it middle and thinks better of it. Because there was a car there. See him get a good run here on the top. Trying to tuck over to the back bumper, the 20 machine of Joseph Squared. There's Maggie McGuire, good run there.
Up 13, yeah, solid run.
Maggie's another one that they just can clean up getting caught up in other people's messes. Get some really good finishes.
Yeah, it should be good. Hey, consistently driving, consistently clean runs. Don't usually hear the name getting involved in anything. That's the kind of driving that I like to do. I know I'm never going to be a podium finisher, but I'll take being a good, memorably good driver. That's my goal personally. That's my personal goal. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe I'll get on a podium someday. But in the meantime, I'm just trying to be consistent. I think that it's in a league like and getting up to top split NiS, being a consistent driver. Wow, that goes such a long way.
I'll tell you, from somebody that's fallen all the way down to the poop level on the iRating board and started to climb his way back up, it is not like it was. 6 or 7 years ago, man. Those 2,000 SOF lobbies sometimes hit just as hard as a 3,000. Like, you've got to be on your A game everywhere here in iRacing just to be able to get a top 5, let alone get the win.
That's true. That's true. It's
As
tough
Derek
competition, top to bottom.
Heitman sends it up to the top right here in front of Babineau, trying to get the lead, but here comes Conklin, going to send it back up to the outside line, trying to cover the run to the top lane. Conklin blocking.
Was a lap down.
Yeah, Conklin driving out of the mirror right now.
Very tight right now. No distance at all between Heitman and Conklin up here at the front. Heitman's got zero room practically for it. Zero margin for error. Oh, he's got a little more space now. For a second there, he was right on that bumper.
And a dive down to the bottom for Babineau. Going to try and take the lead here, but not going to work. Conklin going to come down quick to scoop up the inside lane and try and keep him stalled. And
Pretty
Sean going back up to the top now, making that car 2 lanes wide. That can work for a little bit, but eventually they're not going to lift for you when you try to come back up to the other lane. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out for Conklin.
Yeah.
But right now,
I think
wanting to stay tucked up here with his teammates on the outside line.
Look what happens to the inside line, though. John Babineau has pushed the inside line back, and 4 or 5 cars just made their way down into the top 5. They're all on the inside line now. From Sean Conklin back to Maggie McGuire.
All right, there, that's what happens when the fast cars choose one lane and the guys are just ever so slightly off to take the bottom. That it's a parachute when you get a little bit of a slower car in front. And that really gave a handful of people an opportunity. And Maggie McGuire up to 5th place right now. A great drive out of the 20 machine here. Justin Squared sitting in 4th, and Noah Bitts from seemingly out of thin air is finding his way up into 3rd. So we're 3 wide and a little bit of a wiggle here between a handful of these cars. You see Zach Range down there on the inside. One car up against the fence, losing a lot of time.
Let's see. Ooh.
Yeah. Tommy Gossett has the door slammed in his face by the 17 machine of Baldridge, and Tommy's not going to get off him. He's going to keep the throttle down coming into 3 to try and move him out of the way.
He said, "No, sir." We both saw the same thing at the same time there. That was close. That was almost our next yellow flag.
93 laps on the board, and you can tell now that these guys are definitely giving it everything they have. They know that this is the part of the race that matters the most. Nobody wanted to give an inch. You know, we've seen a lot of give and take the first half of this race. Everybody just calm and peaceful. It was a nonchalant start to the first 3 quarters of this thing. But the gloves are coming off now because you're seeing it, especially here in the Quado, where everybody's just jockeying for position.
Let's see. Ooh, okay. All right. Gossett in 11th, up 2 from where he started, still holding down that spot. The outside line currently being led by Justin Levine, hovering around the 13th, 14th position.
Think about that 33 car to keep your eye on too here as we get into the closing laps. If I know Levine, you're going to see him go where nobody else is. It's getting to be money time, and you know that he's just going to be stabbing it, trying to get the most out of that car here in these closing laps. You saw a little puff of tire smoke there. I think that might have came from the 34 machine of Babineau. You see him get cycled out immediately after the cloud formed. A huge shot from the 07 machine of Tommy Gossett to Babineau here in a 1, trying to get a little bit more momentum out of the car in front, trying to pull this outside line closer to the front, but not much to be found right now. I don't think the outside line is formed tight enough to really be able to do anything aside from just maintain position. Here comes Trelendi looking to the outside.
Oh, falling back a little bit. That 3 wide turned into a mess.
Oh, and they didn't want to work
no.
on him. Trelendi hung out to dry on the outside line, and around goes Babineau off the nose of Gossett up into Trelendi.
Oh, Babineau's into Trelendi, but we don't have a yellow at all. Still going.
And Karma is an absolute bitch, but that was impressive. I'm surprised that wasn't about a 15-car pile up there, because Babineau was completely out of control.
I thought, yeah, Babineau, when he lost it in the middle of that pack, I thought he's going around down on the inside. He's going to scoop him up and just slam back into the outside wall. But instead, he slammed into Trelendi.
Oh, 1 car around on the apron out of 2, and another impressive save. I think that's the 78 machine.
Right now.
It was Justin R. Smith. Yeah. That was an impressive save, man. That was gone.
Nice.
I mean, what's in the air right now is, look at that lap counter, man. We're creeping on lap 100. Every spot matters. We see how hard it is for these guys to make moves. Don't keep that throttle quote up a little bit. That's what it is. Just got loose, and we got a caution.
Whoop.
Wreck on the back straightaway out of 2.
Yeah, big smash. Who is involved there? We got Justin Smith. Yeah, Justin R. Smith again involved in that wreck.
The car bottom out a little bit coming into 1. Gets loose again. Just looks like he maybe overexerted that right rear tire. Got a little too much heat in it and just lost the control there.
Yeah. Unfortunate.
And, you know, if Sabila wasn't there on the bumper, he would have probably been able to, you know, pedal it like he did a lap ago. But, I mean, you know, Keegan can't anticipate that the 78 machine's going to break loose like that. And,
no.
you know, if you're in the 78, if you're Smith, the last thing you want to do is give up more spots after the slide you just had. So get on board. You can see the car not settled at any point through the corner. Another final closing shot there. Sends him head on to the inside wall.
All right, folks, we're going to take a short commercial break here. And when we get back, we're already at lap 100 of 130. So we'll be bringing you what might very well be the end of tonight's race. So stick around and don't go nowhere.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Hey folks, welcome back to the Grid Vision Wednesday Night Top Split. It's your hosts, Jolo and Sheldon, with your other host, Austin Derbyshire, down in the truck. We're all making it happen, bringing it straight to you through Twitch. There goes the pace car. We're getting ready to go. It's lap 102 of 130. There's the restart zone, and they're at it again here at EchoPark Speedway. Big play down from Sean Conklin.
Oh, we got a car around in 1 and 2. Oh, is he going to save it? No, back around on the apron. And he's still saving it. Oh, Zach Range. That great car control to keep the car in the right direction. Sean Conklin going back in time here. Going to hand the lead over to Derek Heitman because I don't think there's any way that he could hold up against the draft with the inability to see the cars around him.
Oh, yeah, he is gone. Cannot even see him anymore. As we look out in front now at Derek Heitman, your current race leader, with Joseph Squared right behind him.
Here's the replay on Zach Range, and this is just an excellent display of car control because this could have been a huge, huge wreck here in the closing laps. Just comes down, tries to clear himself off the nose of Johnny Baldridge. It was close. It was worth a try, but right here, the fact that he keeps this thing locked down, chased, and pointed away from the racing surface. It's not only the reason we're still under green, but also the reason that there's not about 4 or 5 cars up in the catch fence right now.
Oh, man, that catch fence has been eating good tonight, it's true. Or has not been eating good tonight. Yeah, it has. Sorry. We haven't had too many cars in the catch fence.
And I'll tell you what, man, we talk about storylines week in and week out, and sometimes it's hard to form it in this gig. But you got a Ryko 1, 2, 3 up here at the point.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you expect that powerhouse, right? Ken Byron does excellent work building these cars week in and week out, and his guys are doing what they do best. But if you look right behind him, man, you got a couple upsets sitting here. You got Maggie McGuire sitting in 4th. Been a rocky season to say the least for her. Feels like, you know, she's been chewed up and spit out pretty much every week. Great performance right now. And right behind you have the ever so capable Johnny Baldridge in the 17 machine. How awesome would it be if we got to call one of these two machines to the win today after the seasons that they've had, after the incidents they've been caught into? But then if you look right behind that, you got the CFM duo, Nolan Hodgson and Joseph Gulata. Both out there driving with the chip on their shoulder, trying to get out there and prove that, you know, they belong in the iRacing setup shop landscape as well. So there's definitely a lot to keep your eye on here. As you see Tommy Gossett leading Richard Garcia on the outside line, trying to get moved up here to the front.
I love how this is all playing out. This really is playing out with, like you said, real life. You just can't write stuff this good. And the lineup that we have at the front of this race right now is a dramatic one, an interesting one, a stacked one, however you want to put it. There is a lot of talent at the front of this racetrack right now.
Tell you what, there's no better place to watch it all play out than here on the grid now, is there, Joe?
I would say not. I would say I'd be hard-pressed to find somewhere better than the place you're at right now. If you can hear my voice and Sheldon's voice, well, then you're in the right spot. You're on the grid. You're here with us on Grid Vision. You're watching us live on Twitch. So go ahead, show us some love, my friends. If you've got an Amazon Prime subscription, perhaps, that you're not using, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. Or if you're just feeling generous and want to support Grid Vision, we would love to bring this to you as, you know, full-time. And just say that my job is to call races. So go ahead and subscribe.
Now no real movement right now through the field. Top line stacked up, but nobody going anywhere just yet. Tommy Gossett desperately trying to make that outside line do something as Richard Garcia struggling to get to the back bumper, the 07 machine. So work through the front straightaway here. They've just kind of stalled off right there next to Johnny Baldridge. Can't really find any extra headway. They really need another car to, you know, peek out on line here to try and kind of pull that draft pull in tow with them if they're trying to make any progress.
Gossett the red, white, and blue machine. Now pushing hard to the outside, trying to get ahead of Baldridge. Not quite, the 07. Close. Very, very close. And again, that sort of natural breathing motion of these two lines as they get closer together and further apart in and out of these turns has given a little bit of speed. Ooh, big slide out of the 57. Woo, very close for Garcia. I thought he was going to lose control.
Yeah, and if Garcia would have lost control there, that would have been a costly mistake for the entire field. Great job to keep that machine pointed in the right direction. But it's about to get interesting, man. And also, Gossett, talking about storylines a minute ago, that's another guy, man. He has finished every position on our broadcast that you can possibly finish. You know, the one place that I can't recall getting to call him in?
First.
And I think it's definitely high time because Tommy has done a great job shaping himself up as a driver this past year and a half.
I think you're right, my friend. I think you're right. Tommy Gossett is the name that I've heard. You know, it's one of the first names I could recognize when I was calling races was Tommy Gossett's name. So I've seen the name so long. I'd love to see and get him out here on the podium and give him a chance to give him an interview. So let's see it. Let's see if Tommy Gossett on that outside line has what it takes, has the chutzpah to make his way up to the podium.
Also, if we take a look, things about to change drastically here. The sun has definitely crept down, and seeing right now is a little bit of the absence, but the lights have turned on here at Atlanta. As we got, almost around goes the 57 machine off the nose of Justin Levine. Reels it back in, though. Richard Garcia is definitely struggling in that outside lane with the handle on that machine, and I think that might be what's log jamming this top line right now.
It looks like it. Oh, we got some smoke off the wall.
Around.
Oh, two into the wall in the back.
And two cars spinning down to the inside line. No caution somehow.
No caution. We needed a yellow there for those guys with no cautions as we are at 115 of 130. 15 laps to go in tonight's race.
What happened here? I'll tell you what, these guys are sitting here. These guys are sitting here wishing that there was a caution, but personally, I'm kind of liking it under green right now because I feel like we're going to get a good show here if it plays out. See what happened here, a little bit of three wide, and we know that the 57 machine was struggling with that right rear a handful of seconds ago. I'm wondering if it might have been a checkup that caused these guys in the back to kind of get put in an awkward situation. Work through 1 and 2. Oh, we weren't looking at the replay yet. Hang on. That's why I was really confused.
Now we're watching way back. Here we go.
26 machine just gets up there to the top, gets loose, and it stays loose. And unfortunate break for Brendan Meal. Kind of gets the worst of it. Gets stuck behind him, makes a little bit of contact, then ends up looping it. So rough season continues getting rougher for Meal.
Ooh, a little bit of a checkup on the field potentially. Sounds like these guys are getting a little bit tight. Here as the race is starting to get close to its end.
We'll have to stripe that time. Lap 119 and 130. Just a handful of laps left in this thing, man. If you're going to make a move, I feel like you have to make it early here at Atlanta compared to Daytona or Talladega, where you kind of just wait back and make it at the last second. Because it feels like it takes about 3 business days to get a run to really ship. Right here at the front of the pack, Derek Heitman leading Joseph Squared, Noah Bitts, Maggie McGuire, and Johnny Baldridge. You see them lapping Sean Conklin, who had to unfortunately exit and come back due to a network issue.
Yeah, that network issue was really unfortunate. He's back now, but he's down multiple. He's down 9 laps, so it's not going to really, nothing's going to really happen for him tonight.
He's at least staying out here, logging the laps, trying to complete the race, bring it to the checkered flag. So it's better than I do. I would have just said, screw it, throwing the steering wheel across the floor and walked outside.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're leading the race for as long as you were, and you're the one car in the I rating, if your number is number 1, and you quit the race like that, you're gonna lose a lot of I rating.
The 3 wide starting to shake up a little bit further in the back of the pack right now. Be interesting to see if this plays out. I mean, these guys in the outside lane, like, they should really just be working together to try and make something happen, because it's so hard for these guys to get to the front. You're kind of just making it easier for Heitman up there at the point.
Thank you for the follow. Well, can I get that name again one more time, Darby? Thank you, Stanby, for the follow. Much appreciated. Thanks for coming along on this Grid Vision journey, as we cover for you the finest, most beautiful iRacing anyone could possibly find anywhere on the entire internet.
We're going to get him a cracker, because he's starting to get delirious, Austin.
This just happens when I know I have a Snickers bar.
He's going to be speaking in tongues in about 30 seconds.
Aha! Yes, this is much better. I think people will like this one much more than my original voice. I will try my best. Derek Heitman out in front right now, with Joseph in second place.
I hate it here. It's just terrible.
My friend, you must be a man of culture like me. And dig in all the fine sights and sounds of EchoPark Speedway. Don't you love being here at EchoPark?
Hey, watch yourself, dude. I am a man of culture. White trash is a culture, right?
Fair enough. Fair enough. Hey, okay, fair enough. I'm just learning more about you, my friend. That is all. As we have 5 to go, I'm gonna go ahead and drop the bit. Thank you for putting up with the bit for as long as you did, Sheldon. I love you, buddy. We got 5 to go here in the race to 130. Derek Heitman's out of the front. Joseph Squared right behind. Noah Bitts in third, with Nagy McGuire in fourth. And your top 5 rounds out with Johnny Baldridge.
5 laps to go. This is where every decision you make is the most important, most critical. One misstep from Derek Heitman up here at the front of the pack could be the difference between him walking home with the hardware and, finishing about 17th, 18th. With the way these cars are packed up right now, and you know that Joseph Square is going to start getting hungry here, trying to make moves, trying to get past his teammate here, because it's been a while since Joseph Square's brought home a checkered flag himself, at least that we've covered.
That's right. Oh, there is some action, though, a little ways back. These guys are getting hungry. The places that are being fought for, 10, 11, 12. We have a lot of 2 wide situations.
Oh, 3 wide out of 4.
Here. 3 wide as the 31 comes shooting through the middle.
Oh, we got one all the way down to the apron here on the front straightaway. Looks like the 41.
Oh, there it is!
Huge contact.
There it is, folks. Big contact, and we're still going green for now.
Nope.
There goes
we got
the yellow.
Hodgson's around. And Tommy Gossett. Looked like tonight could have been the opportunity, and unfortunately, gone the opposite direction.
Yep, not going to be it.
I've heard of the big one, but that was the long one. Tommy just gets squeezed up into the wall there when the 35 machine gets loose. And these two just get hooked together and just keeps on. The most dreaded word in motorsports, guys. The most dreaded 3. Green, white, checkered.
Green, white, checkered. Yes, those are the 3 most dreaded words, and we just heard them. We see them out right now. The first of 3 attempts at tonight's green, white, checkered out. We're going to go to lap 131 officially by the time the lap this race is over.
And you see Garcia trying to avoid the wreck too, and just gets absolutely bumper hooked when he tried to merge back onto the track there.
Blah.
Right on board here, it's Babineau behind him. Garcia gets down to the bottom, tries to lift a little bit, and Babineau keeps his foot in it and off centers to the top, and unfortunately Garcia's got to remerge because when you get down there, the car just pushes right back up the hill. That's a lot of torn up cars there on pit road.
Oh, whew. I'm just breathing out after this race. We've had so much green flag racing during tonight's race, though. I gotta say, we have a couple yellows, sure, but iRacing has been pretty good about holding on to the green flag, especially for some of the wrecks we've seen. My man, I'm surprised that they haven't been yellows during this race.
I mean, we've had a lot of deals where it's just cars, you know, getting shot up into the fence, nobody really spinning out. You know, when the car's up in the wall and going 15 miles slower than everybody else, they're not going to throw a caution. But, you know, when they're sideways across the field, then we get the caution, because the caution detection is based off of typically car angle, the yaw.
Yeah.
And speed to an extent when somebody's parked. We're just going incredibly slow.
Gotcha. And I think I just noticed. Go on.
So I'm just not too shocked that we, you know, have only had but so many cautions, especially after how tame the first 3 quarters of this event were.
Yeah. Lights are off on the pace car. I just noticed that Noah Bitts has looks like he's got a Big Les Show paint on the side of that car. If you haven't seen that on YouTube, that show is kind of hysterical.
What'd you call me?
I called you heard me. The Big Les Show on YouTube. LEZ. The Big Les Show. I'm pretty sure it's LEZ. Could be LES.
I have to look it up.
I don't remember. Yes, please. It's a goofy little Australian comedy show. Fun to watch. But the lights are off on the pace car in the backstretch. So we are going to be going green when they come around through 3 and 4 here, and trying to see if we can get one clean lap in. Because if we can do that, folks, then we're going to take it all the way from there. And if we go all the way, we're going to see who will win it. Right now, the money is on Derek Heitman, who's currently out in front with Joseph, Maggie McGuire in 3rd, Noah Bitts in 4th, Channing Ballew and Gianni Ballridge on the 3rd row back there.
Right now, this whole deal is going to come down to whoever can push the best. That second car in line is the most important here.
Here we go. Get ready. Get on the edge of your seat, folks. Get your drinks in hand, your popcorn. It's almost done, I know. There's the green flag. Let's get going. Derek Heitman's out in front. Joseph slides in.
3 wide, and Maggie McGuire gets turned off the nose of the 26 machine before he can even get out of the tri-oval. Huge wreck coming into turn 1. A couple cars head on into the fence.
Wow, Maggie McGuire, big shunt, but she keeps it. She straightens it out. The car just stays off the wall, but we've got a few other cars into the wall. We're going to have our second attempt at a green-white checkered here very shortly.
That right there, man. That's how quick you can go from having a great day to just
see what happens.
All being snagged. It's the 26 machine. They're just trying to force it 3, and there wasn't a whole contact, a little bit of a ping pong off of the cars, and
that was 3 before the line too, I think.
Yeah, that's just, you know, that's. I'm gonna take my commentator hat off here and put the driver hat on for a second. That's the chicken shit stuff that we get all the time, and I've been on the receiving end of that more often than not, and it absolutely sucks. Oh, it's absolutely greasy. I mean, if there was an actual official in the tire, they'd be sent down pit road and parked for that.
Yeah.
You know, it's you know, I've been a long time proponent for iRacing needs somebody in these top splits for race control, because stuff like that should be happening, man. We shouldn't be going 3 wide down the middle on restarts. Up against the wall, yeah, I mean, that's normal. That's what the rule book says. But
yeah,
I mean, jumping it
before
and sending it, just
just ick. Just ick. It gives me the ick is what it does. It's not professional. It's just not professional.
I mean, you gotta think about it too, you know, in the risk assessment side of things too. Like you're gonna send it 3 wide down the middle. You're in the middle. Nobody's working with you.
No one's helping
you. You got a car. You got what's going to happen? You're just going to kill the momentum of both lanes.
Yeah, you're trying to unflush yourself. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah, well, you can unflush it, but I don't think you can unclog it after that.
I was listening for the metaphor build itself in your mind. And I was trying to see what was gonna come
You
of that.
heard
I liked what you ended up with.
You can do a lot of things in life, but unshit the bed isn't one of them.
That's it. That's what you were looking for. I like it. I heard an aphorism the other day that I really liked. The sun doesn't always shine on the same dog's ass.
Yeah, I've heard that one a million times.
I've heard that for the first time yesterday, and I feel like I've just waken up from a long sleep. Like I'm finally living my life.
Well, here's the big question. Does Derek Heitman go back-to-back? As memory serves, I'm positive it was NIS last week that Derek Heitman walked away with the checkered flag on.
Pretty sure.
And Heitman, he's kind of had an up and down season. Has had a lot of pace, but hasn't been able to utilize it the way that, I know that he wants. And here he is 2 weeks in a row. We're down to the closing minutes of this thing, and he's up at the point in charge.
Speaking of in charge, he's about to show again why he's in charge with hopefully another good restart here. 76 machine and the 20 machine right now of Joseph getting things ready to go as we go through 1 and 2 into the back stretch, getting ready to go on the second of what could potentially be 3. Oh, green-white checkers, but let's only have 2 here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's push for that 2. Let's get these guys around 1 clean lap, and then let's bring it home here at EchoPark Speedway on Grid Vision's Wednesday night top split coverage.
I'll tell you what, somebody that was really happy that we did get a caution, though, is Joseph Squared, because he did not get the best of restarts there. It's another shot at it here to re-rack it and, get out of his head a little bit and focus on how to put the power down at the right time.
All right. I'm excited for the end of this race. I want to see a clean lap, though. That's the main thing I want to get. We've had so much clean racing. Let's get 1 more clean lap. Come on, here we go. There goes the pace car. Derek Heitman, Joseph on the front row. Let's get it going, boys and girls, everybody in between. We're green, and we're already having some movement. Joseph down to the inside. What a fast move.
Yeah, Joseph Squared found himself a hole, got down to the inside line, going to try and tuck up to the back bumper of the 76 machine. Feels like he's in a better position to make a move on the leader here on the inside than he would be up on the top. But Johnny Baldrige all the way up in the door of the 20 machine out of turn 2, trying to pull him back with a side draft, trying to make something happen here as we come into 3 for the next to last time.
Here comes a big push right now from Joseph to
Oh, Johnny
Derek
gets shoved
Heitman.
out.
Oh, he's getting flushed himself now. High on the outside. Johnny Baldrige can say sayonara to the podium right now. Unfortunate.
And here comes the 41 machine now with a huge push off the front bumper of Justin Levine. Jordan Booth trying to get up here to the front of the pack right now, but got a little bit of a ways to go. Doesn't look like it's going to happen as Derek Heitman leads us into 3 for the final time.
Going into 3, coming through 4. We're now in the try. Down to the apron. Everybody goes. We got cars into the wall, but we've got the checkered flag is out. We're going to go straight to the end, everybody, no matter what now. Derek Heitman's out in front with Joseph. Oh, it's over. That's the checkered flag. I thought we had 1 more to go. My God. No way. That threw me off really bad. Derek Heitman wins it all. Joseph in second, Noah Bitts in third. I will get this right at least once with these green-white checkers, and I'll make sure that I call the race right. I thought we had 1 more race, clean racing to go, but that's going to be it. Wow, I was looking too closely here. Big wreck there at the end for half the field, but at the end, it looks like Derek Heitman leads it across the line.
You see Joseph Square just being an excellent teammate here, staying locked to the back bumper of his Victory 1 teammate, Derek Heitman, pushing him around the track. making sure that they seal the deal here for Ken Byron. Get the 1, 2, 3 as you see the 44 machine of Noah Bits right there behind.
That explains it. I was expecting Joseph to make a move on Derek Heitman, and when he didn't, I think that's why I expected it to be the last lap. All right, well, that was quite the 1, 2, 3 for the Ryko team.
You see Derek Heitman burning it down here.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And so he gets his chance to enjoy the end of tonight's race. Just spinning it down, burning it down. And it looks like we might have some interviews coming your way, folks, very shortly here. We've got third place finisher Noah Bits up in the green room waiting to be talked to. Let's see if we can get him up here. And we'll after we do the results. We'll do the results first, bring those up on screen, and then we'll be talking to one or maybe more of tonight's finishers. First things first, Derek Heitman takes it away at the top of the podium with Joseph in second, Noah Bits in third, Joseph Galata in fourth, Jordan Booth in fifth, Justin Levine takes sixth, John Ballew in seventh, Joseph Pisciata in eighth, Dustin Johnson in ninth, and Keegan Sabilo in 10th.
In 11th place, we got Caden Yadrick, followed by Daniel Wiles in 12th. 13th place going to Maggie McGuire with John Babineau bringing home 14th. 15th position going to be Zach Range with Chad Gettingsman in 16th, followed by Johnny Baldridge in 17th, Brennan Mill in 18th, and rounding out your top 20 is going to be Dylan Banks and Justin Smith.
Moving on from there, it is Tommy Gossett in 21st, Nick Olson 22nd, Nolan Hodgson in 23rd, Dylan Pettis in 24th, Zach Millett in 25th, Sean Conklin fell back to 26th, 27th went to Richard Garcia, 28th, Benjamin Forrester, 29th, Andrew Navarro, and 30th, Cody Terlindi.
In 31st place, you got Sean Anderson, followed by Joey Preby in 32nd. 33rd, going to Kenny Brady with Roger Pierce in 34th. In 35th, we got James Bomar, and rounding out the 36-car field tonight after a pretty hard hit, Evan Say.
All right, well, let's go have some quick chats with the people who did the racing now. We're going to talk with Noah Bits, Joseph, and with Derek Heitman. So let's start things off with Mr. Noah Bits. We'll bring him up here, and we will talk with him. Noah Bits, can you hear us?
I got you loud and clear.
Loud and clear. Hey, welcome up to the booth, and congratulations on that third place finish. How you feeling after tonight's race?
Yes, sir. Thank you. I'm feeling pretty good. It's nice to see all of the guys work together and be able to secure those top 3 spots like that. Makes the race a lot more fun when we can get some teamwork going.
Yeah, I was about to say, Sheldon pointed out that you guys had that perfect 1, 2, 3 for the Ryko team. Did you think at all about maybe making a move for yourself, or were you pretty content there to be sitting in the third place spot and just helping your team pull out that 1, 2, 3 perfect trifecta?
Yeah, I was fine with sitting there in third, but if things changed, somebody pushed me up or made a move on me or forced me to do it differently, and I just would have taken whatever spot I could at that point. But it worked out just kind of like we had planned, and there wasn't a whole lot of competition in that race. We got the high side working, we got the bottom lane working. So I just want to thank the Ryko guys for giving me such a good set and helping me secure this podium spot this week.
Marvelous. Can you tell me really quick about the Big Les Show reference on the side of your car?
Yeah, I like watching the clips on Facebook, and they're I think it's an Australian show, and I was looking for a paint scheme tonight. I switch it up every week, and I saw that one, and I couldn't say no.
Well, I was telling folks to go check it out. It's definitely a lot of fun. Noah Bits, everybody. Anyone you want to shout out to or thank for your performance tonight?
Yeah, just thanks to you guys for putting on this broadcast. I have fun watching it every week. It's too bad I haven't been able to talk to you guys more, but maybe we can make that happen more often now. And thanks again to Ryko for giving me such a great set and working with me.
You love to hear it. Noah, it's good having you up here, buddy. We hope to talk to you again real soon. You take care and have a great rest of your week.
You too. Thank you.
That was Noah Bits, your third place finisher. I'm going to pass it over now to Sheldon Atkins, who's going to talk with Joseph. Take it away, Sheldon.
Yeah, sitting here with runner-up finisher in the Best Buy Camry, old Joseph Squared. Been a while since I got a chance to talk to you, and Well, good to have you back up here in the booth. Talk to me, man. Was it a conscious decision to stay locked to the back bumper of Heitman to push him to the win, or were you hoping to maybe get the opportunity to get up there and shake it up yourself?
Oh yeah, I mean with like 10 to go, I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna stay behind you and just push you the entire way. I just need like a good finish. I've been having pretty bad luck recently, uh, getting wrecked out like every race I did. So I just needed a good finish, and just being able to push Derek, getting the 1-2-3 Raiko was the best case scenario. Honestly, if I did try and make a move, I don't think anything would have worked because the package is just like bottom heavy now, so it was probably like the smart thing, just stay in line anyways. Cause I mean, Baldridge was like 4th and he got shuffled all the way back to the 17th, so that shows how bad the top is.
Yeah, disappointing to see the top being such a struggle, but we'll get into the psychology of a driver here a little bit. It has been a rough stint for you, man. So tell me, how does this help the confidence levels moving forward, and how does this help you, as a driver? Because it feels like every week that I've been up here in the booth calling you the past couple weeks, you've just been kind of getting caught up in somebody else's shit, to say bluntly.
I mean, like getting wrecked is terrible and all, but I kind of just try and keep the same mindset, like not change, try the same way all the time. Always make moves, try and do stuff that other people aren't willing to do, be aggressive, try and always find the extra inch. I mean, sooner or later, my bad luck has to turn around, right? Just keep doing what got me wins in the first place, maybe fast, and eventually it'll turn around. Gotta keep the same mindset.
Yeah, man. Well, I mean, hey, you're a scrappy driver. I know that eventually that bad luck streak will break. It has for me here recently. If it'll happen for me, it'll happen for anybody. But with all that said and dusted, what do you want to thank for this podium finish tonight?
Shout out to Raiko. I mean, absolutely dominating performance by us. Our setup was really good. I think no one else did a lap besides Derek and Sean, so I mean that's kind of incredible. And shout out you guys in the booth. I mean, honestly, every single Wednesday I look forward to watching the broadcast. It's honestly a great show, and yeah, shout out to Best Buy, Raiko once again, Victory One, everyone that helps out with setups, Ken specifically, and yeah.
Oh, man, thanks for coming up here and taking the time to talk to us after an exciting finish here at Atlanta.
Thank you.
And no problem, buddy. I'm gonna hand it on over to Joe LaCastro here, and he is about to be sitting side by side with one of the dominators today, old Derek Heitman, your race winner.
Hey, Derek Heitman, can you hear us?
I gotcha.
All right. Well, you were in quite a position today. You were chasing Sean Conklin for most of that race. You did lead 41 of the laps overall, but after that technical issue, it looks like Sean you had the responsibility of leading that race tonight. Did you think that you had what it was in you to maybe make the pass before that happened, or was that like a blessing in disguise for you?
I mean, yeah, I probably would have tried to pass Sean because Sean's tough to beat everywhere else, so I gotta try to get, the NIS champ points where I can, but I mean, I fully planned on pushing him up until the very end of the race, and him and I were working great together, so it's a darn shame that his internet went out like that. Looking at the results page, him and I are actually the only ones who led laps tonight, so
yeah,
sorry to you guys. It was probably a really boring race. But I guess, I'll take the win as I can get it. I wish I would have had to try to attempt to pass and work for it, but that's just the way this new car seems to be. It actually, before it probably you were at a huge disadvantage being the leader, and now it seems like that you want to be the leader here anyways, to be determined at other super speedways.
Well, for sure, here in EchoPark, you and Sean managed to show us how it was done for the entire race. You guys were out in front. The action was right behind you for most of the race. There was a lot of action going on right back there. In your rearview mirror, who was giving you the most heat in the rearview mirror? Now, I know that it was the 1-2-3 for Raiko in the finish. Was there anybody outside of your team who really stood out for you during tonight's race?
I mean, there was one time in 3 and 4 when we went down into the corner, and this is back when I was pushing Sean. I almost lost it. I just completely lost the front end of the car, and I had to chase it up the racetrack, so I chased it up into the center, and then I had Navarro behind me pushing me. So when I had Navarro behind me, Navarro he hit me one time in the center of the corner, and it honestly scared the hell out of me. So I was glad that I was able to hold on to that one. But
Yeah.
I mean, as far as you know, any eventfulness in this race, I mean, really, that was the extent of it.
Well, all right. Well, it sounds like you had, like you said, it was mostly just you and Sean up there in the front. A very dominating race tonight from the Ryko team, especially. I want to congratulate you guys on getting that trifecta finish again. Is there anyone you want to shout out to or send out a thanks maybe for your performance there?
Yeah. I mean, of course, definitely shout out Ryko. I mean, they put together a great set. We came out Monday, and after racing Monday, we thought we could be a little bit better. I should say we knew we could be a little bit better after seeing how everybody else's car was handling on Monday, I think. So Ken really went to work and put his head down. We got some new setups out literally just today for NiS. So, you know, that's the one upside to Ryko, you know, versus, you know, I can't really speak for any other setup shop, but I guess I should say that's the one upside to Ryko is you always make sure that you're prepared going into the race, even when the weather changes.
All right. Thank you very much for those shout outs, and thank you for your performance tonight. Derek Heitman, we look forward to seeing you up here on the podium again very soon.
Yeah, thanks, gentlemen. Have a great night.
All right, take care. That was Derek Heitman, everybody, coming to you live from the booth, and that's going to wrap things up for us. Sheldon, how you feeling?
Well, I feel like we just watched 130 laps of Atlanta, man. You couldn't script it before this thing started off, but you know, I always say, man, the cream always rises at the top, and we got to see that there at the end, especially with the green-white checkers and you know, the last-second shuffles. But great performance from Derek Heitman as well as the rest of Ryko, just to keep that teamwork thing going. You know, it's so difficult. You know, I've done a lot of team stuff throughout the years, and you know, we go into the race and you say, yeah, all four of us are going to line up, we're going to push each other from start to finish. Then, you know, got assholes like me that, you know, say that for 2 laps and charge to the front. Other ones decide to go to the back, and they executed tonight. That was the most important part, and everybody else is going to have to kind of wake up and follow suit here if they want to have anything to do against these Ryko machines at the plate tracks.
Yes, they will. Big thank you to Noah Bits for the subscription. Really, really, really appreciate that, my friend. Congratulations again on that 3rd place finish. And yeah, I gotta say, this was an interesting race tonight. A lot of draft back racing, and some great driving out of Sean Conklin and out of Derek Heitman both tonight. Out of everybody tonight, we had some great saves too. So once again, the field here in iRacing is fresh and fit up here at the top split. So folks, from the entire Grid Vision team, we want to thank you for watching and for participating in the chat. Especially, we had some great chat participation tonight. Want to see that every week. Thank you so much. For more information on getting your league broadcast or starting your career in broadcasting, hit us up on Facebook, X, or email us at info@gridvision.live. Congratulations again here to Derek Heitman on your winning the race from EchoPark Speedway. This has been Joe LaCastro, Sheldon Atkins, and Austin Derbyshire, and we will see you next time on the grid.